Okay, so we have this part. Now firstly, let us go to analysis and check up the draft state for it. I'll just go to the draft and select the part at first. And I'll go to direction and select the top. I'm sorry, I've selected the right direction. Let me select the top. And if you want, you can just reduce it to be 1 or 3, anything. Now you can see the flat surfaces are not required to be drafted, because if the part is being pulled up in this manner, so the vertical walls which are being highlighted with white color, those needs to be drafted. All right. Now, as a beginner, it will be always confusing for us to decide which color or what draft or what should be the draft angle or draft direction especially, right? So what you can do is, firstly you can just check up a draft, and you can check the draft analysis, and after that you can select the direction. Try to select the direction always as top. Okay, now just try to imagine that you're pulling up in this direction. All right, so when you're pulling up in this direction, place the view in normal view and try to see what are the vertical edges. For example, this is a vertical edge. Now, is this vertical edge visible to you? It's not visible, so it has to be drafted and ensure that it must be visible to you. Okay, that is the kind of trick we can say to understand in the beginning stages. And since this was represented in white color, that means it was not drafted. Now we have to go to the draft and select the draft option and select any of the surface, any of the vertical wall. Now we have this hinge to be selected. I'll be selecting this flat surface as hinge, and I will be adding a draft angle of 0.5 degrees. All right, now you can see with the addition of 0.5 degrees, the wall moves out and moves in. In our case, we want it to be on the outside because we want to view it from the top. I'll just press OK right now, and I'll just click on top and make it to the normal view. Now this is the drafted wall which we had, and now you can clearly see that we can view this wall from the top. Now if we are planning to check the draft analysis again for this part, rather than selecting the surface, we can select any flat surface also. Now you can see that this wall is drafted. All right, so I have selected 1 degree over here. That is the reason this is not being represented as a darker blue. So if I'm just typing over here 0.5, the software will check all the drafts which are at 0.5, and it will that will be the maximum limit in this color chart. All right, I'll just press enter. You can see this is the maximum limit, and this is the 0.5 degree draft. Now if I'm entering 1 degree over here, this is a kind of lighter blue. Okay, this indicates that the surface is having a draft, but it is lower than 1 degree. All right, so this is how you have to read the color chart and understand. All right, so if I'm maintaining a draft check for the 0.5 degree value, the color scale will be from positive 0.5 to negative 0.5. I hope you're understanding about this thing. Now let me again select this draft and edit. Click on the individual surfaces and hold the control key and select all the vertical surfaces. So all the boundaries are selected. Now let us select this inner surface. All right, let us not select the inner surface. I'll just press Ctrl C, and we will add another draft for inner surfaces. So I'll select this inner surface right now. Did I select it? Yes. Now I'll go to the hinge and select the top surface and add a draft of 1 degree. All right, now is it adding inside or outside? This is outside. Now we can just check up in the color analysis or draft analysis. It has to be in blue color. All right, where is that wall? This wall is over here, and it is in blue shade. That means it is drafted. So as a beginner, if we are a little confused, like what should be how should we tackle the draft? So firstly, you can just check up according to the draft analysis. Ensure that you're selecting the top direction. All right, now look at the colors what you're getting in your model. So for the flat surfaces, we will be getting a color, and which will be on the outside, and inside we will be getting one color, right? If you are selecting the top, all right, and if the part is pulling up in this direction, being pulled out in this direction from the die, then the vertical walls require the draft. That is the first scenario which we have understood in the previous set of videos, right? Now still if you're confused, like which color should I maintain, what kind of direction should I apply, I mean you'll be working on this regularly, then you'll understand automatically. But as a beginner, this will be very much confusive. All right, so just try to see what is the color when you're doing the when you're selecting the top, and just see what is the color on the top. It is blue shade. So do something to the vertical walls and see that whatever is visible on the outside, that should be blue color. I mean, this is a simple trick I'm just telling you, okay, so that you're getting rid of any undercuts. And if you're having a red color inside, then see that whatever vertical walls you are having in the inner regions, that must be in red color. Okay, so just try to go with this, and automatically your mind will set accordingly. You'll understand in manufacturing point of view as well, like okay, this is the direction, then this is the draft required for me. But as a beginner, you can just assume this trick and proceed. All right, so let us just get back with our two drafts which we have created outside, and let us add these surfaces under this draft. And there's one more step. You can just go to details, and you can see I've added only one extrude surface over here. Now I can just hold control and select other surfaces as well. I'll select these surfaces. All the vertical surfaces which are visible in my part, I will be adding them. All right, now for these surfaces we will be selecting this as hinge, and we will be creating another draft. All right, now I'll just come to draft again, click on draft, select this surface, right click, hinge. We want to add the material with a 1 degree draft. Click on this, hold control and select the other directions. All right, click on analysis, drafts, and select the direction. I'm sorry. So you can see all the outer walls are blue in color, and that indicates these all are drafted accordingly. Now coming to this inner walls of these slots which we have created for the switches, now this depends on the supplier's intent, okay, and they can be drafted either from the top or from the bottom. So it depends on the supplier's interest, like how do they want this draft to be. All right, so we will move to the back side, and we will be adding the drafts. So that depends on the supplier. I mean, this is a multi, I mean, this can be in multi-directional. It can either be from the top or bottom, so that is not a big problem over here. But especially this walls which cannot be multi-directional, for example these slots, these has to be drafted properly. All right, now we will just add drafts for the inner parts. Let us begin. I believe these are the ribs which we have created, so we can edit the rib and we can add the drafts to that rib, or else we can add the draft right now. So that is up to the user's interest. I'll select the surface, right click on hinge, and just write 1 over here. What's happening? I think I selected something wrong. So this is the surface, click on draft, hinge will be this surface, and I'll add 1 degree draft. Yeah, so I'll be adding the material 1 degree. Click on individual surfaces and add up these surfaces. All right, so see that you don't miss any, sorry, don't select the top surface. Now on the other sides, the circular loops, on the other side as well. Oh my god, I forgot to select control. I'll just press Ctrl Z and reselect, and again select the surfaces. So Control Z is a very best option if we are missing off any of the surfaces, or holding the control you can just Control Z or undo, and you can again select them appropriately. See that you don't miss any wall, because there shouldn't be any wall without a draft. And I think I've missed this side. Add it to all the 4 walls, these sides. Have I missed anything? No, I didn't miss any ribs. Now these surfaces are again vertical. This has to be drafted. I'll click on draft, select them, right click, draft hinge, select this one. Now where do you think this has to be? This has to be on this side or this side? Yes, this side. It has to be in the inner side. Alright, 1 degree draft. Hold control and select the walls. Now if you're viewing from the top, you must have to see that the walls are visible. You can see the slant of the wall is visible. Okay, so that is another trick which will allow you to understand what should be the direction. Now for this wall I cannot see any surface, so I need to add again draft for this. I'll select this surface, right click, click on draft hinges. I'll select this hinge and type 1 degree over here. So it's coming outside. Let me change the direction. Now it's inside. Hold control, select the edges. Alright, now this bosses also must be drafted. So I'll be going to draft, select the surface, draft hinge, and where do you think this has to be? Should this be in this format or this way? It has to be inside. Okay, it has to be viewable from the top. So I'll add a 3 degree draft for the bosses. Hold control. Alright, and for these ribs as well, a minimum 1 degree draft is required, or a 0.5 degree. Let me type over here 0.5. Alright, individual surfaces, select other surfaces as well. You know, adding draft is a very time taking process, because the more the vertical edges, the more the time it requires for completion. So if you're really getting tired watching this video, you can just pause it or play this video at 1.5x or 2x, and you do the same thing on your part. I mean, add up all the drafts and meet me in the next video, or forward the video ASAP. But we have to check the draft analysis constantly and ensure that a uniform color is being maintained on both the sides. Alright, so we are maintaining a red color. These walls have missed, and we will add the draft for this one in red color. Alright, so for these I'll be adding the draft. I'll be selecting this one, and I'll right click, click on draft hinges. I'll select this surface as the draft hinge. Alright, and add the material in this manner, or remove the material in this manner with a 1 degree inclination. Alright, I'll be selecting these holes as well, and these holes we will add separately for these holes. Okay, now these edges were missed out. I'll click on draft, select the draft, right click, hinge, and a 1 degree draft. Now let us again check the draft analysis for the complete part in the top direction. You can see all the surfaces are red in color, but these walls have been missed, and this rib, some walls have been missed again. So we can add up, that's not a big deal. Select this draft, edit, add this one, and this surface. Now select any of the draft on the rib, edit definition, select this surface, and also select this surface. I'm trying to maintain a uniform draft. I mean, it's draft for the ribs is a single feature, so like that I'm just maintaining a common thing. Now draft should be added for these vertical surfaces. Draft hinge, select 0.5 degree in the opposite direction, hold control and add the draft. Now press Ctrl D, analysis, click on draft, select the complete part, click on direction, select the top direction, and see that there are no white color. Okay, so this is the parting line. Okay, this will be the parting line where the blue color and red color meets. Okay, this will be the parting line. We have a little tiny surface over here which we have missed, and these holes. All right, so I'll be adding the draft for the holes. So I'll select this surface, right click it, click drafts, and I'll select this surface in order to expand it. All right, or if you want to do it in the opposite direction, then we can just remove this and select this one and expand in this manner. All right, so I'll make a 1 degree draft and add for the others as well. So the holes are getting tapered as they are moving inward. We can have a final check, then we can hop to the next video. So the holes are drafted, and from the top view you can view the surfaces of the hole as well. Okay, you can just align it to the normal view and you can see. So we have completed the addition of draft. Let us move to the next video.